Hi guys, we're gonna give this another go with the good camera, and if it starts to wig out on us again, then we're going to we'll go back to the old camera, but it's a lot more stable, I guess. So hopefully last week was just kind of a fluke, and we'll be able to see things a little bit more clear today. So we'll see how everything is going. So far, so good. So this week I actually do have my soldering iron. So I'm going to get my crawler working, and it's going to be good. And then I brought some tires home with me. It's about time for a new set of dirt webs in front. And got a new set all glued up and ready to go for this weekend for Summer Series Round 5. A couple of you guys have already seen the track change, which is awesome. Thanks for checking it out. A couple of you guys already kind of got it worked in too, which is great. Looked really good when I went out there tonight to throw some Stay Wet down and water the track. That's kind of my standard thing for a pre-summer series track prep. We use this stuff called Stay Wet in the summertime. VP makes it, the same company that makes fuel for not just RC cars, but for real life 1-1 cars. And it's actually supposed to be used on, they use it on big tracks, like Dirt Oval and stuff like that. And then it's supposed to hold moisture in the track. And I found that if I apply it the Thursday night or even Wednesday before a Summer Series race, our track doesn't get as dusty, and then it builds traction really good. So it's kind of just one of those things that I've always done for the last couple years. I think we started using that stuff in 2017. So you can buy this big 5-gallon bucket of Stay Wet, and it's so concentrated that you don't really need to use a lot of it. And so I went to Tractor Supply and I bought this like 400 milliliter sprayer, and you fill it with 400 milliliters, and you go out there and you just very lightly spray the whole track, and then you water it immediately afterwards, and it soaks in really well, and brings that black groove that we like at the HobbyPlex so much. Brings it up really quickly. Now I have learned that if you over the years I've learned that if you actually use it in the wintertime, it doesn't really do much, because it's like it's a lot like the track already holds moisture in the wintertime. So I only pretty much use it from about April through September, unless there's something going on. We did put it down for the J Concepts race in January. Which I am happy to say we are not having in January again, almost for sure. So for those of you guys who have been wondering about next year's INS race, we will not have our round in February this year. So hopefully it'll be a different time of year, because that's a pain in the butt. A big pain in the butt. So I finally got my nice hot soldering iron, which is always good. Cold soldering irons are the worst. A lot of the regulars are on here. John Haas, Nick Nuthouse, Jackson, Steve, Peter Renault. Peter says, I got my son to go with me for the first time to the new layout of the local track, and got a new transmitter so they could both race. And that's the way to do it. Emerson is racing Mini Truggy on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to seeing him try to get that poster We got 2 rounds left, and he's pretty much got no room for error. So it's going to be now or never for that. Gosh darn it. I don't like that. We got in a Team Associated Pro 2 today. Came off a back order. That's their 2-wheel drive ready to run. It kind of reminds me, it's just like it's like the same chassis as a DR10. So it kind of reverts back to the older SC5 almost is what it looks like. But it is ready to run. And it's funny because I was watching the Nats today, and man, there was like 4 mod short course trucks, or 5 or something like that. And I thought to myself, that needs to change. So interesting to see ready to run short course trucks still coming out when locally it just doesn't seem to have the same appeal that it used to. So we'll see. The DR10 and the dirt oval version, the SR10. I mean, those things are pretty solid. So it's basically the same chassis and stuff. Same setup. Boy, that almost looks like a cold soldering joint. I'm not a huge fan of the solder that I'm using right now. I don't have any of my good stuff. But looks all right. So we got that. Now we got to put these front wheels back on. We're kind of like left off where I was last week, because I haven't really been down here much. Sunday night, I went right to the track and went to work on it, and then Monday, kind of did the same thing. So it was really hot this week, so it was a lot of like I didn't feel very good on Tuesday. Afterwards, like I had just like heat exhaustion almost. Ow. Connor has been, I'm going to go back up here, guys. Sorry, I was talking. Connor says that he's been tossing around the idea of getting a stadium truck. What size motor should I put in it? I mean, we pretty much only run 13.5. So that's kind of what I would have you go with. A 13.5. 13.5 for sure. And doesn't necessarily matter which brand, just, you know, pick whatever brand you think is going to be good. They're all $100. Can't get around that part of it, so. Do I think Techno will release a EB4 10.3 anytime soon? No, I do not. And I only say that because their 0.2 stuff's been working pretty good. And it's, to me, it feels like, and this is not talking to anybody. This is just me talking out of my butt. But it kind of seems like they've almost maybe lost focus off of 10 scale a little bit. I mean, their 8 scale team's been doing so well that you haven't really heard much from the 10 scale side of things, and I don't think popping out a new car would really. I don't know if it would. I don't know if that would do much right now. So, no, I don't. I don't think they will. Um, just finished cleaning cars, ruined both spurs. Why is there no covers that fit? Yeah, that's the problem we have with the mid motor stuff is no gear covers. That's just part of it. You almost have to like have, if you're going to be running outside, you almost have to have like a homemade Lexan cover on the bottom that bends up. So when you put your body on, it kind of blocks all that stuff from getting in there. Not all of it, but some of it, you know. Yeah, once we went mid motor, pretty much gear covers are out the door. So Nick Nuthouse thinking about getting a 4x4 buggy this year for carpet, and I was tossing around the idea myself, but I think I'm gonna wait until next year to see. I want to see if we get the Nats, if we get the Roar Nationals. I'm probably gonna get a 13.5 4-wheel drive car, and a EB 410.2, and really go hard on that. Get it all decked out for 13.5. I think that'd be a fun class to participate in. It's usually one of the bigger classes, the Nats. So if we get that, I think I'm there. There we go. Chris, what I ended up doing was I had these team associated 7mm aluminum hubs that I was using on these axles, and what I'd done was I'd put these Element RC hubs on there because I just had them around, and I think what was going on was they were like the cut is too deep, and so they were getting in there and they were basically binding up on the bearing. So it was my fault that my motor went bad. So I just put the original hubs that I had back on there, and now we're nice and free again. So yeah, it was definitely the hub and the hubs that I was using, and that was just me being stupid as usual. So I appreciate the tip though, because that's basically, you were thinking the same thing that I was thinking. That was wrong. Now I got to put the pinion gear back on here. Oh, we have an enduro question. Awesome. So our HobbyPlex 1000 is October 9th, and gosh, that's coming up quick, isn't it? I need to get the flyer made for that really quick. So basically, the rules are pretty simple. It's any 10 scale car, and teams of 3 or 4. So basically, you gotta have one guy driving, one guy marshalling, and then one guy in the pit for battery changes and stuff. And you can rotate. And if you got a 4th guy, then he just gets to hang out and watch you guys for a little bit. But other than that, there's pretty much no rules. So I always wanted people, when we did our enduros, to innovate, to try to come up with something cool. So you can run any motor, you can run any size 2-cell LiPo battery, and do whatever you think you need to do. So it was fun. The last time we did this, we built a Slash, like an upgraded Slash, put a bunch of stuff on it, and it lasted about 800 laps before the front end started to get a little wonky. Like the Traxxas aluminum like hub carriers, there we had this big sweeper, and the pin actually bored out, and so I was getting reactive camber. It was crazy. We finished though, We actually broke a shock tower, and that's what really took us out of the race. But either way, yeah, dude, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's 1,000 laps, so the first one do 1,000. It usually equates to like should be about an 8-hour race usually. It kind of depends on our track layout. If we have long laps, then it takes longer, and if we have shorter laps, it's not as much. It is going to be after our track build, so we're putting in the oval October 3rd. So we'll be doing the enduro on a more open 8 scale style layout. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What'd I miss? Ow. 10 scale bags. Yeah, let's see. I'm not sure if there's any chassis covers for associated cars anymore. I know there was chassis covers for like the Bandit and the Rustler and the Slash and stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen any for the race cars. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I can't think of anything. Chris Hardison. Yeah, I think I got those pics. My phone's dead, so I can't go back and look. But Chris sent me some pretty cool pictures of his fleet. I'm getting ready to downsize more. I have a bunch of like I have a couple MST and Sen racing trucks that I'm never gonna do anything with, that I'm getting ready to put on eBay here pretty soon. Yeah, if anytime you guys ever want to ask me a question or chat or something, just find me on Facebook. I pretty much answer, unless I don't know, unless I for sure don't know you. Sometimes I ignore that stuff, but usually it's obvious scams. Like one of my buddies, not buddies, one of the like acquaintances from racing. Out of the blue, I got like a Facebook Messenger texting, "Hey, what's up?" All jolly and happy, and I was like, "This is not this guy. Like, this has to be a copycat scam attempt or whatever." And sure enough, it was. I always think I'm pretty good about sniffing those out. Anyways, where we at? Big dude's here. Stupid question: can Shorty Packs be used with older speed controllers like the Cyclone? I mean, they should, but because you don't have a lipo cutoff, you just got to be careful. I think that was when lipos were first coming around, and all of our speed controllers that we were using didn't have a lipo cutoff to go with them. Some of us that were racing weren't too concerned about it because we're only racing for 5 minutes. But if you're out bashing and stuff, I think you do still got to be aware of that. However, I'm trying to think if the 7.4 or 7.6 voltage would be too much for one. I'd hate to have you plug one in and pop it, because working Cyclones are kind of hard to find. All right, I got to put my battery tray back in, and then we'll be done with this truck for the night. I don't like where I have my battery tray, and one of our guys that has a G-Speed chassis, he's actually taking his, he took some Velcro, and he's got his battery like right here, but he's got a smaller battery than what I'm running. I'm running a regular Shorty Pack, and if it were up to me, I'd figure out a way to put it right here, but I don't have anything, and I didn't want to drill into the carbon fiber because there's no holes, to put like this right here. So, I don't know. Oh, is Finney here? Oh, Finney is here. Yeah, that's Emerson's chair. That's there's a lot of hair on that chair. Anyways, all right. My cat Finney's pretty awesome. I like my cat. I'm gonna unplug my soldering iron real fast here. There we go. What did I just unplug? I just unplugged something else. No, I didn't. It's fine. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So Hardison mentioned that on this truck that he's running his 4S pack on one side and all the other stuff on the other side, and I agree. I'm probably gonna end up going there. I just it's convenient for this thing up here. The problem is the weight, right? I don't like having A, weight that high, and B, weight that far back. So I've just kind of been going with it for now. And to be honest with you, I haven't even really gotten to drive this thing. I wanted to take it out on my home course, and the soldering iron's been missing, so kind of ready to just take it out on a Tuesday. John Schultz might be crawling with us on Tuesday as he's making his way back home. He stopped by the store the other day. Stopped by the store yesterday, and thought that was pretty cool. He's going up to that drag racing event that Scotty Ernst is putting on, and he did bring his crawlers with him. So I told him that we're crawling on Tuesday. So if he comes back, if he makes his way back, by then he said he was gonna stop by. So I'm excited. I hope he does. That'll be cool. We don't get like a huge turnout or anything on Tuesdays either, so it'll be a nice, easy night. Yeah, it was pretty hot. It was hot yesterday or Tuesday too, but we did it. Actually, it was a really good course on Tuesday. I took my I have a gatekeeper that's pretty much stock that I took out just because I didn't have this thing running yet. And course, I must have made the course kind of easy because I did really well. Man, I am my voice is like cracking. I'm pretty happy today because we got through a Thursday without any crazy shenanigans at work, so that's good. Who is John Schultz you mentioned? So he's like a brand ambassador for Team Associated, and he lives in California, but he's doing a lot of drag racing and a lot of crawling for Team Associated and for Element RC. So I don't think he's ever actually been at the Plex. He used to be a sales rep for HPI a long, long time ago. And gosh, I used to talk to him all the time, trying to get door prizes and stuff for the summer series from HPI, and it just kind of worked out that, of course, HPI is not really, not really around much anymore. So I think that was a while ago. That was a long time ago. And then I think he worked at Axial, too. I don't know. But guy's been around, so it's kind of cool to have him stop by the store, and he took some pictures and posted some pics of the Plex on his Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Connor wants to know what my favorite car I have, and that's so tough because there's so many different genres now of stuff that I have, right? So I love my crawler, but I really love my B6 because I really like to race. So there's a lot of different ones, actually. I don't think I'd be able to pinpoint just one. So in the crawler genre, this is definitely my favorite so far, even though I barely gotten to drive it. And then in the racing genre, I think my B6.3 is my favorite. And in the bashing department, I think my, well, not mine, but the store's Outcast that I have control over right now is my favorite. So I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different ones. Palmer Bartlett, when and what is the sale in September at the Plex? So we haven't officially announced it yet, but basically what we're doing is we're calling it the Great HobbyPlex Inventory Purge. So we're gathering up like a whole bunch of like old stock and just marking them crazy cheap, like $1 or $5, something like that. And we're going to be using our pit tables the weekend of September 25th and 26th. We're going to be open for 2 hours after we officially close on Saturday, and we're going to be opening up early on Sunday, a couple hours, to let people go down there. We're going to have some electronics on crazy sales, like motors for like $20 and stuff. And we're going to keep all that upstairs, but we're going to have it all laid out so everybody can see it. So it's actually going to be a buttload of work. And we started on it, and then I've been working on the summer series stuff, so I haven't been able to get as much done as I needed to in the last week. But I guess as long as we get it all set up by that weekend, we should be good to go. So we're going to have like bundles of parts. Like I've got, I have bags of parts ready to go that are like B5M parts all in a bag, and it's going to be like $40 for the bag. Or we got like TC7 parts in a bag, and it's $20. So we're just going to we're gonna try to purge our inventory. That's basically it. That's why we're calling it the Great Inventory Purge. It's the first time we've ever tried doing something like that. In the past, I've used eBay, but since eBay decided to change how you get paid, we've kind of gone away from that on the store side of things. I mean, I'm still okay doing it. I still sell my stuff on there, but on the store side of things, we've kind of gotten away from that. So we're going to try to do it locally. So it should be really good. And Big Dude says 94 today, heat index of 109, about to have a hurricane. And it's crazy. When Katrina hit, I'm trying to think where I was at. I think it was 2005, so it was either the Roar Nationals in Harlingen, Texas, and we were driving back that Monday, and I remember through Texas, and I remember looking back towards the Gulf, as we were trying to get up through the little, not the Panhandle, whatever that little guy, whatever the interstate is that goes straight up. Anyways, I remember looking back and seeing Katrina, like not the hurricane itself, but the actual just cloud structure. You could see it all the way from Texas. It was crazy. I'd never seen anything like that before. And I think it was either that or it might have been an RC Pro Series race in 2005. Gosh, I don't remember what it was. I just remember the visual. I remember driving home. Maybe I was a passenger or whatever, and looking back and just seeing the whole sky just cloud. And it was cut and dry, like sun and then cloud, but it took up like the entire skyline, like more than what we see up here as far as the storm goes. Steve RC liked the garage sale. Well, the kind of. So the garage sale was like one of our, honestly, one of our more successful promotions that we've ever had. And so the owner kind of wants to take that vibe and turn it into this. So there won't be. We don't have enough stuff to do like a garage sale where it's just a bunch of stuff we don't care about and it's broken or whatever. This is actually like new old stock parts, and then anything that we can find that we can discount that's been up there for a long period of time. That's kind of what we're looking at doing. So it's the first time we've ever tried it. We don't know, hopefully it's a successful idea, but I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But I do got to promote it. I'm going to start promoting it. I'm going to try to start promoting it this week. So, like Monday, I'm going to make I'm going to have a flyer ready to go and make it good. So, there it is. The body's a little beat up, but I'm oh, I know what I wanted to do tonight. Hang on. I'm not done yet. Any Carrera track? There might be. I think there's some Carrera track down there right now that's marked down. And I think we're going to be using that. I think we're going to be taking a lot of that markdown stuff and basically just putting some crazy price on it just to try to get rid of it. Because a lot of stuff's been there almost as long as I've worked there, which is going on 18 years. So it's going to be kind of crazy. So I have this idea. So you know how when you have a flat roof, right, on your crawler, that's what I have these little guys here, these roof savers. And they kind of work, but they're ugly. It looks like the truck's got like a mohawk. And so, yeah, so I had this idea of taking the Proline like hood scoops that they make and putting them on top like so and bolting it on so that when I roll over, the roundness of it will keep it from landing flat, so you have to do like a hand of God or a rollover. I don't know, it's just an idea I had, so we're gonna try it. Updated specs on my rig. So well, I can go over that real fast. So let's see. So on this one, I went back to brushed because the Fusion 1800 kV brushless that I have, for what it's got this setting in it, and I can't figure out how to get rid of it. But it's got this setting in it where if you goose your throttle too many times in a row, it like throttle matches is what it says, and it makes it jumpy when you don't want it to be jumping. It does the same thing in reverse, and I really struggled with that at the last comp because you kind of had, there's a couple spots where you had to kind of get your truck to bump, up, and it just wasn't doing it smooth. Which everything else about the Fusion I love. I love how slow you can creep along, but if you need it to do the bump thing, that throttle match that's in there is a hindrance. So I'm gonna go back to brushed. I put a 16 turn Crawlmaster in there. It's a $15 motor, nothing too crazy. Maybe one day I'll get a stubby. You know, they're just so expensive. But I got a Hobby Wing 1080, and then you got your Reefs 444 because I like the speed, and I got the 800 internal winch that I like. It's low profile, and it's the internal. I don't know if you can see that, but it's the internal winch. So it's just a little cleaner. And this truck has now an Enduro transmission with the 11% overdrive in it. And then it has SCX10 to the AR 44 axles with the SSD overdrive in the front and just regular in the back. So it's got extra overdrive. And then I've got these cool brass bent links underneath of it, and I got the Enduro bent links in the back. And the G-Speed, what is it, V2 chassis? Carbon fiber. So, yeah. I'm excited to get it running without blowing something up this time. Tuesday. Well, I'll run it tomorrow, but the next comp is on Tuesday, so. Keep It Scale Stupid's on here. I love that name. Yeah, V3 rails. There you go. Let's see. Connor says, what's the stuff on the wall down on the pits? I assume that you're talking about the sale stuff. That's all stuff that's been marked down, and we don't want it to take up shelf space on the main sales floor upstairs, and so we put it down there. And if people come down and they find something that they want, they can grab it and take it upstairs and sell it. Most of the stuff that's down there has been marked down at least 50%. Some of it's more. So, yeah, it's I think we're going to be taking that stuff and marking it down even more. So what I envision is for us to have like a we have pit tables, right? I want to see us have a pit table where everything's $1, and then another whole pit table where everything is $5, and then another pit table where everything is $10, and just see how much stuff we can get rid of throughout the course of the 2 days. Because that's one of the hardest parts about having a hobby store. And you got to remember, I'm not even the owner. I'm just race director, right? Race director, manager. But I mean, I've seen it over the years where sometimes this stuff can change so quickly in our hobby. Like cars. I mean, you think about how quickly we went from the B4 to the B5 to the B5M to the B6, right? And the B6 was a completely new car with completely new parts. And so all of a sudden, we have $1,000 of B5 inventory, let alone the B4 stuff, and the best thing to happen is to just sell the B4 stuff, and as it gets discontinued by Team Associate, we just we don't get it back in. And same thing with the B5 stuff. But then what happens when everybody's sold their B5s or they don't run them anymore and you can't sell it? Well, then all of a sudden you have all that dead old stock lying around, and it can just build up. And that's kind of where we're at right now. We're not in any sort of crazy territory where we have so much old stuff that it's weighing the store down, but we do have quite a bit of old stock. So I'm looking to see what we can sell through for this sale idea that we have. So Which one do I use? That is the question. I'm thinking that that's too big. That's definitely too big. I think this one's the... I think this one right here. So these are those molded like hood scoops and stuff, which, dude, I might put on one of my cars anyways. Like, wouldn't that look kind of cool? I don't know. Kind of a big nerd when it comes to that. But I think this one's this is going to be the one. What's cool about this pack is that you get a bunch of stuff for as cheap as it is. It's where is that bag at? So it's no prep drag racing, optional hood scoops, and blower packs. See that right there? And I think it was $20. Yeah, $19.99. And I think that if I cut this out, that I can put that right there. Jake Conrad's on here. Keep it scale stupid. He has one crawler. It's a China clone. And it doesn't get vertical. Hoping to see a big difference in performance when I get a quality rig. Yeah. I mean, there's probably stuff you could do to that truck to make it work better. The one thing that I see locally is sometimes these guys are just so stubborn that they don't get good tires. I'm always kind of befuddled when I see these guys that struggle to get up stuff that are running these really just rock hard kind of, you know, I mean, they look scale, but they're just not really for the type of performance crawling that, you know, we're kind of doing on Tuesdays at the Plex, and, you know, that some of these guys do around, you know, around the Lincoln area and stuff like that. So look at that. I mean, get a set of Hyraxes or a set of landmines, and you'll be amazed at how much better your stuff is just from that alone, you know? Even without adding any front weight or putting overdrive in your car or anything like that. Hardiston's got his G-Speed with V3 rails, titanium links, element axles, the slate motor. I know, man, we had one of those come in today, and I was really tempted to buy a new speed controller setup for this thing. I hate to give up on brushless, but I mean, I did so well last year with the brush setup. So Shift RC servo, I heard those are really good. I love the cliffhanger body, incision shafts, Dravtech short soft springs, 80 weight oil, the VP wheels, and the Voodoos. Yeah, Voodoos, man, those are good tires. They whenever I get those in, when they come in off a back order, because they're always on back order, they sell right away when we get them. It's crazy. Sometimes the same guy will buy all of them. It's kind of one of those deals. Let's see. I have an Axe ESC, but I don't have an Axe motor, so I don't even know if the ESC works. And I have yet to find somebody with a motor that they'll let me borrow, just to see if it'll work or not. because you know the Axe has that. The Hobby Wing did their own stupid sensor wire thingy. That way or that way? Probably that way. I just got to paint it now. That's going to look sweet. Then I'll just pop 2 screws here and here and call it good. Let's see. Dalton got a T-Rex 4. First upgrades. Let's see. Jake, I would say tires. Get some Predator compound Hyraxes or G8s compound Hyraxes. And then a little bit of weight up front. We've got these brass knuckles for the T-Rex 4. That's a really good option because you just want to have a little bit of extra weight up front for a T-Rex 4 so you can crawl up things better. And then if you're feeling really saucy, I would recommend getting the overdrive and underdrive for it. So you get the overdrive gears for the front, underdrive for the back. Then it can really climb up stuff, but it can also turn a little bit better. That's what I think. But tires, for sure. Tires would be the big thing. Big Dude wants to know, Ecto or Sendero or Nightcrawler? Oof. I think the Ecto is pretty rad. I don't have it here, but I used my Gatekeeper for the for this week's Tuesday crawler comp, and man, I really like that link, that link suspension that it has. It worked really well. The only thing about the Gatekeeper is the cage body is really heavy, so I'm gonna take that off, and I'm gonna put a J Concepts creep body on it, and go with that, which is basically what the Ecto body kind of is. So I like the Ecto a lot. I think it's cool. And then Sendero, I mean, that's basically what that truck started as. And now I'm on like my 3rd different version, and I'm actually using axial axles. So it's not even, I guess, really a Sendero anymore. But I personally had a lot of success with mine, especially when it first came out. There was a lot of guys that got them right away around here, and they poo-pooed it. And I kind of stuck with it, and I thought I did pretty good. And then the Nightcrawler is more of a crawler. It's not really a scale crawler, so it's like a whole different thing. It's a whole different animal. I think Big Dude says he's got in-laws are very generous with $300 Christmas gift choice. $300. I would get the scale ones, either the Ecto or the Enduro, if it were me. Yeah, Chris is right there with you. He's Jake, if you're still on here, Predator Hyrax, the truck body for low LCG, and droop setup on the shocks. You're basically one of the big things that I see is the guys, they twist down the shocks too much, and so it gets real bouncy and weird. Another good thing that Bauhaus makes a LCG battery tray. That's been really popular purchase for T-Rex 4 owners. So that'd be another good one. What are you doing?
I kicked Finn out of his chair.
Your butt's gonna be all hairy now. Look what I got for my collar. Look.
Is that a protector?
Well, no, it's my idea is to keep it from having rollovers. So you have this thing up top, and it does that. I don't know. Have I ever seen a Sen Racing 450 in person? I have. A couple of them. We got them in at the Plex and sold them. It just took a little while. and there's this dude named Patrick that pretty much buys all the cool stuff first. I think he got one. Connor, what kind of turnout do you think will be at the Plex Saturday? I'm going to guess we're going to have probably 160 entries. I bet. 150 to 160. Tom Rennernick's at the Nats. Nate Sutherland's at the Nats. But a lot of people missed last round, so they can't miss anymore. So I think we're going to be pretty much where we always are. It'll be a nice long day, but not crazy long. Why are you still up? Don't you have school tomorrow? What time is it? Holy crap, it's 10:30.
I can't sleep.
Why are you still up? You guys see my son's hat? It's because he's covering up his hair. He looks like he has a man bun. Here, turn around. Look at this. Oh, he does have a man bun. Look at him. He man bunned it. He's a hipster
Dude,
now.
I look so weird with short
He's a
hair.
freshman hipster.
I look so weird with short hair. I
Yeah,
can
you
see
do.
myself.
Dude, you know who you look like when you have your hair all up and stuff? Check this out.
Jeez, that hurts.
Yeah, why'd you do that? I can't wait till I put my hair in a ponytail. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be that... people are going to think I'm like some sort of hippie. Not a hipster, but a hippie, because I'm old. Look at this. That's so... it's Patrick Swayze Roadhouse. Right? I think so. And we've watched Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse before. It's great. It's a good movie. So anyways, so that dude, so now I got a bunch of blowers that we can put on our you can put one of these on your. Oh, you already have one on the front of that.
Yeah, it's got the little Hummy on there.
Mine doesn't have that. I need to put a Hemi on mine. Anyways, so I'm gonna have these in the pile. Bunch of dumb stuff. A polar bear fell on me. No, that'd be dumb.
What it?
Yeah, you can't have two Hemis on a car, especially one on the roof. You think it'd be like there's?
That is.
Yeah, it'd be like there's. No.
There's two engines.
No, that's not gonna work. Do that. I should probably put my interior back in while I'm at it. I gotta paint this guy, and that's gonna look really good.
Paint it red.
I'm not gonna do it tonight, but look at that, just like that.
I think red would look cool.
Then it doesn't look like it's got a big mohawk on it like it did before. And what's cool is the next cliffhanger body I get, I can just take all this stuff off of here and reapply it pretty much. So. Oh, they hid the twat knot. So this is pretty funny. RC Glock's on here and he's like, my wife calls it a twat knot. And YouTube blocked that for a second. I had to approve that. That's amazing. Young Indiana Jones, I could see that. Didn't River Phoenix play young Indiana before he killed himself or whatever it was, or died? Did he kill himself or did he overdose? I can't remember. That was a long time ago. Wasn't that River Phoenix though? I thought it was River Phoenix. What did I do with my screws for this? So if anybody ever asks you guys, the Gatekeeper interior pretty much is a perfect fit for the cliffhanger body. It kind of doesn't make sense if you really want to get logical about it and not just plop an interior in there, because the seats go all the way back to the windows. So in that regard, I guess it would be exactly a perfect fit, but the rest of it is, I mean, it does fit in there just right. So if you want some extra scale points, that's what you got. But since I don't have my screws that I used to hold those in, I think I won't worry about it tonight. Maybe I'll... Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I got my M16 up there, dude. Or I got my AR-15 on the dash.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's fake, not a real one. YouTube, don't
You cannot say that.
Don't get rid of me, YouTube. But yeah, it's a little fake one. That's a Yeah Racing packet. There's also, I don't have it here, it's at work, but there's also a bazooka in the same packet, but it didn't really fit anywhere in the car, so. Yes, Connor, you can't run, at the Summer Series races, you can't run Plex Spec and another class. Otherwise, there's no reason for you to run Plex Spec. So, you know, we do that, we kind of do that on purpose. It's so, you know, my philosophy is if you can't run Plex, or I mean, if you don't want to run, how do I put that? If you want to run a regular class, then you got to get out of Plex Spec for a Summer Series race. I've gotten lenient on that for club racing because I want you guys to get experience in the other classes while you still have a little bit of fun still with the other guys in Plex Spec. So just be aware. I don't want any of you to get all butt hurt. The Summer Series is kind of a bigger deal, you know? It's just a... because you're going for, like, season points and stuff, so you got to pick one. This body's about done. I actually want to paint a new one, and instead of having the blue on here, I want to make it black so it more matches my race cars. Everybody always says that that I'm red, white, and blue, but if you look closely, it's actually black back here with blue highlight. So yes and no, right? Like kind of, but not really. Look at how worn out my front dirt webs are now. That's these tires have been refoamed twice in the front, and I actually intend on getting all new tires for this weekend. First time I've had new tires, new front tires, especially for a while. I kind of try to kind of walk the walk when I tell people that you don't, at least at our track, you don't have to have new tires every single time that you race. You know, I think it's true. You don't really have to. You can if you want to, but it's not like a necessity. But I really like these cliffhanger bodies just because of the pinch on them, you know, the dovetail. Jason Ronas showed me a body on one of his live streams that he was working on. It's basically a creep body, but only the cab. And quite a few of us have been asking him for something like that from J Concepts, a cab only style body, so that we can, you know, have a cage or whatever in the back. So whenever that comes out, I'll probably be getting one of those. That'll probably be what I put on that gatekeeper that I have. So, but there we go. The interior's back in now, and now we can really Now we can really put this thing on and look at it. How many sets of rears do I think I go through before I replace the fronts? So, how many have I put on? So I'd say 2 to 1. So like the set of fronts that I had, I ran in round 3 and 4, right? And then I ran one set of tires for round 3 and then used them up in club racing. And then I ran a new set of tires for round 4 and then I used those up this last month for club racing. And now I'm going to replace both. I'm going to have got my brand new set of ellipse rears ready to go. And then I just got to mount up a set of fronts. The HobbyPlex actually got in dirt webs, so I say that. And then we were out again yesterday. And then today we got in 5 pairs, so I grabbed one of them. And that should get me to the end of this series. And maybe even regionals. Because once those fronts get broken in, you know, they're pretty good. So, yay. I'm excited to take this to work tomorrow. I still got some track work to get done. Just to finish up some stuff, but I'm going to take this on the course tomorrow at work, and I'm going to try to go through this week's Tuesday course. So there's that. Ow. And then I got to paint this. I'm going to mount that on there, and it's going to be cool looking. Yeah, where did I hear the gatekeeper stuff from? I think I was looking at I think I was on RC Crawler, which I don't go on very often anymore, but I think I was on there looking for something one time in the last couple months, and read that the gatekeeper stuff fits right in there. Why doesn't the Plex carry any hard bodies, or do they? So Matt, the hard body that everybody wants is this one. It's the Clodbuster, the Clodbuster body, right? And then you got to cut it, and you don't have to, but everybody does. You cut it and you pinch it and all that good stuff. But it's like the lightweight. It's one of the lighter weight hard bodies out there. Tamaya doesn't have any. We normally carry this body, so it's just that Tamaya hasn't had any in stock, and I know we've got them on back order. We do have like the Ford F-150, not F-150, the Ford F-350 that they had on the Bruiser chassis. I know we've got that in stock, and then the Toyota body is the other hard body that everybody wants. And I know that Tamaya doesn't have any of those either, because I saw that it was out of stock on our last Tamaya order. So, yeah. But definitely, that's one of those. So, who makes the gray Firebird body you have behind you at the behind you? So the gray one, so this is that's the J Concepts Camaro, 69 Camaro, and this is what Emerson picked out for his Losi drag car.
I did everything.
And then that's the Firebird, and from J Concepts as well. We actually have both of these in stock right now.
And the mud flaps.
So yeah, both of those are J Concepts. Is the carpet series the same, or you can't run Plex in another class? I mean, yeah, it's kind of always been our rule, that if you're racing, except Friday nights. Well, Friday nights don't count because Friday nights are more of like it should be a fun night, but on Saturdays this kind of had always been kind of our unwritten rule that if you race Plex, you can't really race anything else. But like I said, I've been letting people slack on it. So on the carpet, you know, if you're racing two wheel, you should probably race independent buggy, because you'll be racing against just regular Joes who are also, you know, a lot of the independent guys will be newbies coming up from Plex Spec, and then they'll be, you know, they don't want to go as fast as the expert stock guys. Ow. Oh, maybe that's where I heard it. Yeah, you might be right. I might have seen that as well. Could have swore I read it somewhere, but maybe that's where I read it, where I seen it from. Chris Hardison says that Harley had shown that. We also got in these, I think they're Biddy Design interiors at the HobbyPlex, and one of them matches up pretty darn well to that. They have a interior A, B, and C, and like I think it's the A that's a nice size for the interior there. What servo would you recommend to upgrade to my TRX 4? Yeah, the Traxxas upgrades are pretty good, and you really, if you're willing to spend $100 on a servo, there's quite a few good ones. 80 to $100. Reefs, Savics, the Traxxas upgrade servos. ProTech makes some good ones.
Did you know that Nebraska Game and Parks lists places for certain fish?
Oh, really?
Where we can go.
I did not know that. And Peter Renault, Ecto, Gatekeeper, why are the Ghostbuster names? I never put two and two together, man. That's a good question. That's pretty funny.
We should go fish the Missouri.
There's no good places to fish the Missouri around here. I was thinking if we have Sunday off, right? And so we're trying to figure out where to go fishing on Sunday. And actually, Nick said something about that up here. Where am I? I saw it and then I forgot about it.
Whoa.
Where's that at? What's that? Yeah. Where was that?
Do Control F fish.
Control F fish. Yeah, whatever.
No, do Control F fish. You can find it. See?
Nick Nuthouse said, speaking of fishing, sorry, we're going off track here. The 25-pound plus flatheads are going crazy for bluegill heads in the river.
What river?
Must be talking about the Missouri. I mean, we could try. We don't have the right gear, because you got a lot more current than what we're used to. So
You might have to stop by Shields or something.
I know, but I'm just not in the mood to buy a bunch of stuff this late in the year.
I have $7.
Did Emerson have fun at the Fooligan ride? Did you have fun at the Fooligan ride?
Oh yeah, it was.
He
awesome.
did. He even got in his video a couple times.
Yeah, I did.
There was one where he raced him.
I'll find it.
There was one where he raced him.
I know.
And then there was another one where he was like right beside him a few times. So that was pretty cool.
I'll find it. I know the exact
All right, I'm gonna start getting cleaned up. Another Thursday where I basically got what I wanted to do accomplished tonight.
I was close to
I'm
him.
excited. It's exciting,
I got
right?
close to him there.
To actually do what you want. Yeah, that's him right in front.
I don't think we can see that.
You don't think so? Yeah, he's right there. See?
Oh, you missed it. Dang, you suck at this.
Well, I'm trying to show the camera and everybody at the same time.
You see it?
It might be a little blurry.
That was me.
Oh. Watch us get copyrighted. That'd be funny.
And I'll find the other one. I'll find the other part.
That would suck.
Oh, right here, right here.
It's probably too close to the camera. Oh, now it's not blurry. Now it's good.
I'll rewind it.
No, we saw it. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Emerson saved up his money, bought his bike, and then we did that instead of going to the race. We were going to go to a off-road race in Wyoming, and instead I ran races here on Sunday, and I had him on. My wife installed Life 360. It's like a tracking app. And so while the races were going on Saturday, I had my phone here and I was just watching him, drive around the city with that guy. So a little nervous, but I also feel as a parent, you got to kind of trust your kids a little bit, right?
What's this?
To not be stupid.
Right here.
Vesta Soto Wildlife Refuge. I haven't been up there in ages. I'm not sure if the flood ruined it or not a couple years ago. I know it ruined that other spot that we went to.
Oh, that's going up to Sioux City.
So
we don't want to go that far.
Connor, yeah, he did. I think they had lots of pizza there again. So said the dude was really nice. Said that everybody that was there was really cool. So
I got a picture with him.
I was happy for him to get that done, have that experience this summer before school started. So all right, guys, I think that's it for me. I gotta wake up early tomorrow and get to the track and get everything going for the summer series as we wind this thing down this year. I just found out some news today. I can't say anything yet, but my goodness, we're going to have a busy 2022. So be ready for that. Hopefully we'll be able to talk about it more later. So, but yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm glad I got that truck finished tonight. We're going to go try it tomorrow, and hopefully everything works so I don't have to mess with it anymore. So, thanks for tuning in. I think we had 20-something guys on tonight, so that's awesome. And Riley just got on here, and he said that the boys are looking good at Nats. So we got Tom Rinderknecht, local kid, running mod, 2-wheel and 4-wheel at the Nats. And then we've got Nate Sutherland, who I think is still running the stock classes. He might be running mod. I have to go look. But we're going to be keeping track of those two all weekend. As the Nats start qualifying tomorrow at the track in Maryland. So you guys, if you're going to watch that race at all, if you're interested in that, just look for those two, Nate Sutherland and Tom Rinderknecht. They're our local kids. And I think they're going to be doing pretty good. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, tell your friends. And we'll see you next week for sure. Hey, the camera worked the whole time this time. Whew. Much better video quality. So I'll see you guys. Bye.